Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. We see in John 3 it says that the one who's from above is above all. That's why they're changing my voice, because they're jealous. They're so unfit to rule that they let their jealousy determine what they do where it matters most. And very pathetic, very childish, very immature. Impossible to respect people like that. Just impossible. So in Proverbs 34, it says, who has gone up to heaven and come back down, right? By holding the wind in his fists, okay? By gathering up the wind with his hands, right? To spear something, spirit and spirit. The sword of Scripture, the armor of God, it refers to, when we're talking about Proverbs 34, it refers to me. Okay, God and I, God first and me. I've gone up to heaven, I've come back down. We see things in the Bible that make it clear that you're supposed to give me honor. Whoever honors the Son honors the Father. At one point, Christ is a character in the story, says, even Solomon in all of his glory was not dressed or adorned like one of the lilies in the field. He says things like, John the Baptist was the greatest of people born among women. But you think that you shouldn't put a lamp on its stand and make key distinctions. So let's talk about this. I made a paper titled, They Do Not Do an Effective, Honest, and Just Root Cause Analysis. And it's causing them to try to cheat me to the best of their ability. Point number one, if the problem is that they do not want their children to look up to people of color, especially people who are athletic, then explain, say, 1988 to 2025, the last 37 years or so, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, the awareness of Sugar Ray, okay, various rappers, Obama, Bruce Lee, Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson, there's somebody said there's some parallels there, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and on and on and on. I mean, when you think of these people, what white person do you think is more impressive than these people that I just named? To the children, if for nothing else. So again, if the problem is they don't want their children, specifically their children, to look up to people of color, what the hell are they talking about, right? Point number two. If they do not want people to think that they are inherently racist just because they're white or Jewish or whitewashed LGBT person, what have you, right, who's fanatically fixated on their culture and hates any culture that's different for various reasons, then why not present a sound tax plan with cost-effective spending, as the lack of a sound tax plan in the current social atmosphere screams that their groups and spirits are racist. Their spirit is an attempt to get people to praise rich oppressors or something. But it's stupid. We see studies like from this one book called Psychology or Understanding Psychology or Psychology Today. It said 1 in 5 CEOs are psychopaths. That study is a pretty famous study. 1 in 5 CEOs are psychopaths. You know, they call it the kleptocratic class, right? If you were to do a comprehensive study of the rich, you would not be impressed. You would think that they're scum, to make a long story short. So they don't come up with a sound tax plan to help people who are poor, when we think of poor people as disproportionately people of color. But then they turn around and say, hey, they don't want people to look up to me and to hear my arguments, or they'll think that they're inherently racist or something. They think that they're inherently racist. America is absolutely seen as a racist country, the whole West, all of Europe as well. Third point. They make this outrageous argument that they are committed to a meritocracy. And it connects to the word Mary. The word Mary and the Virgin Mary, right? To marry someone, the Virgin Mary, is connected to the word meritocracy. Ironically, martial arts is marital scramble. So who has the most merit to be in charge? Me. I'm the top martial artist. Martial arts are lifestyles. You know, who is more qualified to be in charge? Lex Luthor in the cartoons or Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? How much more somebody who is a potent monotheistic person in the top martial arts ever possible? And so we see that the ideas of Mary to them are connected with covering up martial arts and the implications of it, because the English royals and Jews aren't exactly the best at martial arts. And we see, and neither are gays, right? LGBT people. And it's white Jew and LGBT people who are disproportionately governing, right? In that kind of secular, kind of silly way that they govern. So again, we see the word Mary, meritocracy, and also maritime admiralty law. The law of the high seas. Keep in mind that the people in the Bible are compared to water, right? The sea of people. You get birthed in the water, right? Shipmate, the word mate. Okay. Township. There's all kinds. Apprenticeship. There's all kinds of words there that connect to the water. And the maritime admiralty law is part of their occult law thinking. Other researchers have come to this conclusion as well, heavily scrutinizing an argument made by a conspiracy theorist named Jordan Maxwell. We have found independently that he's actually right on that issue. They uphold an occult law known as maritime admiralty law. And it's the hidden and coded message of it. When people say things like, what do you think I'm telling you? That's what they're telling you. That's what they're saying when they say maritime admiralty law, right? An admiral, right? An admiral. Who admires who? An admiral. So marry time. When it's time to get married, when it's time to consider who marries who. They demand that you admire them and people in their culture according to their position, their social status, which is outrageous. Outrageous. But that's what they demand. Has everything to do with so many injustices. ICE, right? Immigration and customs enforcement, a green card, green, the color of fertility. There's so many words to prove that I'm right. So many words. So many words in various languages that are Latin rooted, right? All roads lead to Rome. Now, let's go back to the idea of a meritocracy here. I'm going over time here. Just wrap this up quickly here. If they're so committed to a meritocracy, why ignore that the system is by the generationally crafty for the generationally crafty? The system clearly includes and reinforces a large degree of generational sabotage. If you really care about merit and fair play and you think that, let the best man win, why are you sabotaging people? Why are you promoting a system that is made by people who are crafty, sneaky, unfair, cheaters? The word cheat is even play on words for see heat and see he at and he cat. Didn't come here for the dogs like they say in the Bible, so to speak. Why are you enforcing a system that's designed to cheat the wisest and the best before they're even born? With poisons in the food, things in the baby formula, tricks of the trade, the craft, witchcraft, switchcraft, switching position with people by sabotaging them, so to speak, is the idea. Because you're not for a meritocracy. You just want to cheat people and want to make sure you get the nice things and so on and so forth. Which is pathetic. It's nowhere near worth doing. And you're building families on that? Very sick, very foolish. The foolish builders. Again, we're running out of time here, so let's just go for the last 2 points quickly here. Point number 4. If my war on poverty plan, global farming plan, affordable housing plan, food redistribution plan, oversight plan, 10% redistribution plan, region plan, startup plan, and $100 billion global food plan, like an immediate food assistance plan for $100 billion the first year, while the global farming plan gets on the way as they plant food, what have you. Okay. If these plans don't pass, because they're very affordable plans, they end world hunger, they make sure everyone's housed, at least in developed nations initially, we can get to, it does a lot to help them be housed around the world. Okay. If these plans don't pass, then America and other developed nations, especially America, especially the richest of them, are just evil, and they pay homage to Satan's spirit and Satan's social order, Satan's army, Satan's ways, and Satan's paths. Also, they are in the spirit of every vile thing you can think of, childishness, rape, on and on and on, right? Mass murder, mass rape, on and on and on. Last point here, real fast here. If they are doing a sick experiment on the most righteous person ever possible, okay, and on people in general, for example, then they will never be able to reproduce it, so it is unscientific. So we're talking about me, right? How can you do an experiment on me when eventually I'll die? You won't be able to reproduce it. There's too many variables that are unaddressed. Only a fool would miss that their computers could not and cannot completely understand or record my brain and my behavior. So your argument is you're doing some kind of an experiment here is more important than giving the most righteous person ever his right to lead. You see how their arguments are insane. They are deranged. They are lunatics. They are mad second-rate scientists.